Do you think a fight between you and I could ever happen?
Yeah. I think it would be one of the biggest things to ever happen.
The amount of people that say they want to fight me is absurd. There's 10 different people right now. And so for me, I have a list and I just want to check it off.
This kid is really digging his own grave. If you thought the trash talk following Jake Paul's knockout of Nate Robinson was bad, it seems as the days have gone on, he's just gotten worse and worse. Most recently, he's called Conor McGregor every name in the book, disrespecting his country, his fighting ability, and most notably his family, which really isn't a good look.
What the fuck is up, you Irish cunt? Good morning, Conor McGregor. I know you're probably beating up old dudes in a bar right now, or maybe you're jacking off because you're sick of fucking your wife. I mean, she's a 4, Conor. You could do a lot better, but happy Monday.
Aside from that post, he also decided to track down Dillon Danis while he was in LA, a good friend of McGregor's, who is also his jiu-jitsu partner. These two have had their fair share of back and forths over the last year, with Danis having a previous encounter with Jake's ex-wife, I guess, Tana Mojo. Nothing like that. They just met through friends, and Danis has a photo with Tana, which he's used to troll Jake before. Jake has also claimed to have been with Dillon's girlfriend, Savannah Montano, although who knows if he's just talking shit or what, like he always does.
I think we'll fight eventually, and Dillon, I know you're watching this, and just remember you're still a bitch, and I hooked up with your girlfriend. Savannah, what's good? How you doing?
To no surprise, these two are featured in today's video. Well, Conor's actually a bonus number, but either way, make sure to smash that like button and show your boys some love. For now, let's get into things. Kicking it off with number 5, we got KSI.
But yeah, anyway, fair play to Jake for being someone that we all knew that he was going to be. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, he will get what's coming to him. I'll do it myself. I've seen all the memes. I've seen all the Thanos memes.
These two have some history going back to the first boxing matches in YouTube history. Although it seems Joe Weller and KSI started that, it wasn't nearly as big of an event as the Logan Paul KSI fight, with their brothers Jake and Deji on the undercard. Obviously, the second time around, KSI would beat Logan and remain undefeated. But Jake would also win against Anenson Gibb, a friend of KSI, and as we know, he went on to knock out Nate Robinson as well. The two are undefeated, and Jake has beaten both KSI's brother and friend. KSI beat Logan once after tying in their first match, but these two have some history. Following Jake's win over Gibb, he called KSI out, and the two got into each other's faces. So this is a fight waiting to happen. It's also important to note, Jake and KSI were supposed to fight, but Logan stepped in instead. So this fight is definitely very possible. On to number 4, we got Dillon Danis.
Dillon, if you're watching this, I'm going to kick the shit out of you.
As previously mentioned, these two have had their fair share of history. It's unclear how things all started out, but both Jake and Logan seem to have issue with Dillon. To no surprise, Jake has been much more vocal and, as previously mentioned, has made claims that he's been with Dillon's girlfriend. Dillon recently posted a photo to his Instagram of him side by side with Jake, captioned, "Should I KO this bitch?" And given that Jake's been going after McGregor as well, who is a good friend of Danis and his jiu-jitsu partner, well, that just makes this fight even more realistic. But if that's not enough to make you believe that these two may actually fight, let's watch that video again, which shows Jake doing a drive-by with water balloons and toilet paper aimed at Dillon.
Hey, look! It's Conor McGregor's bitch right there! Pussy! Pussy! Piece of shit! Pussy! Dip, dip, dip! Pussy! Fuck you, bitch! You're a bitch!
Jake would then go on to make a story post explaining that he didn't fight Dillon in the street because they get paid millions of dollars to fight, so why would they do it for free? Although he has a valid point, that doesn't mean he had to throw things at Danis and then drive away, so it just seems like a massive... You guys can fill in the blank. And to add insult to injury, Jake changed his Instagram profile photo to a still shot of Danis getting toilet paper to the face, and is now only following Dillon's girlfriend Savannah and Conor McGregor's wife, Dee Devlin. Now at number 3, we got Nate Diaz.
Nate, all you do is push-ups, you pothead. I do real push-ups, man. Behind the back, bitch. Fuck you.
Yeah, it seems like this kid is really unhinged. If going after McGregor and Danis wasn't enough, he's now brought another UFC fighter into the mix, Nate Diaz. When I tell you this man is one of the toughest the UFC has ever seen, this guy is a real G. I mean, there's a reason why he and Masvidal fought for the BMF belt. For those of you that don't know what that means, it's bad mother, you know. Following Jake's video about McGregor and his family, Nate took to Twitter to let everyone know how he feels. I quote, "Jake Paul, you need your ass beat for free, you spoiled fuck. You can't really fight, dumb shit. You're gonna end up with your ass whooped for real somewhere talking like that." Those, my friends, are fighting words. But it seems Jake was completely unfazed, as he not only posted that push-up video to his story, but also footage of him sparring with one of Nate's friends, or someone that trains at Nate's brother's gym. There was a photo of Nate and this fighter together, and Jake taunted them both, claiming he already beat up his boy. Now at number 2, we got Ryan Garcia. Now it seems these two have tried to manufacture some beef, but everyone saw right through it. I think it's pretty safe to say Garcia and Paul are good friends, and as you saw in that video, at one point they were even training together. Sorta. Ryan actually helped Jake train for his fight against Nate Robinson, but that doesn't mean these two don't eventually end up in the ring together. At the end of the day, money talks. The only issue is Ryan Garcia is a very good boxer, and holds an undefeated record of 20-0, 17 wins by knockout. Jake is technically 2-0 with 2 wins by knockout, but he also fought a YouTuber with no boxing experience and a retired NBA player with no boxing experience. But this could be a big money fight, so it is quite possible these two end up fighting one another. Who knows? Now in at number 1, we got Logan Paul.
Do you think a fight between you and I could ever happen?
Yeah. I think it would be one of the biggest things to ever happen.
This is probably one of the biggest money fights on this list. The two brothers going at it would definitely be a show that a lot of people would want to see. Some people hate Jake, some people hate Logan, and a lot of people hate them both. And I think with that in mind, people would pay in hopes to see one of them get knocked out. Although Logan has said Jake is the better boxer, which I mean technically he is at 2-0, whereas Logan is 0-1, I still think this would be a good fight. And the fact that it's brothers makes it even more interesting. Although this wouldn't necessarily attract people from the fight world, at least as much as a fight against someone like Danis, Diaz, or Garcia would, I think this could definitely be one of the biggest fights of all Jake's potential opponents.
Yeah, I think it for sure could happen.
And you think you'd win?
I know I would win. I mean, you've been podcasting for a year. I've been training.
Of course, we can't wrap things up without talking about Conor McGregor. It seems Jake is set on trying to make that fight happen, but given some recent events, it seems quite clear that fight is most likely never going to happen.
On the percentage scale from 0 to 100, what are the chances that Jake Paul ever fights Conor McGregor?
0.
That's Dana White, president of the UFC, telling TMZ Sports that the fight is never going to happen. And while Conor is under contract with the UFC, odds are he wouldn't be allowed to fight. But aside from that, it seems he wouldn't even have any interest or reason to. Jake claims to have sent Conor a contract with a guaranteed $50 million, and he's since posted to his story, tagging Dana White and claiming that Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor is the money fight. He also claimed the UFC was hurting for money and questioned why Dana joked that Amanda Nunes, the current women's bantam and featherweight champion of the UFC, should knock Jake out instead of Conor.
All right, Dana White, let me try to understand your logic here. So you're saying that you don't want me to fight Conor McGregor because he's one of the greatest fighters in the world, and I'm just like a YouTuber or whatever. But then in a statement today, you say, oh, I'm thinking about just having Amanda Nunes knock him out. But she's also one of the greatest. Tens of millions of views. #1 search result on Google when you type in Conor McGregor, when you type in UFC, when you type in Dana White. Okay, so you're not making sense here. Dana, we know the company's not doing well. And I'm the biggest money fight that you can do unless Khabib comes out of retirement. So if you want the UFC to make the most amount of money, then you better start to wake the fuck up and realize that Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor is going to happen at some point.
This kid is getting way in over his head, and I'm just so excited to see it all come to fruition one day. I don't know when or who it's going to be with, but someone is going to stop this kid in his tracks, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens sometime early 2021. But be sure to let me know in the comments down below who you guys think Jake will be fighting next, and we'll see you soon. People are fucking talking, bro. They're doing something right. Jake has also claimed to have been with Dillon's girlfriend, Savannah Montano. Montano? How didn't you say that name?
Yeah, probably Montano.
Or Montano. That was a good pause there, eh? Right as I said it, it came right in. The NHL season's starting in a couple weeks too, eh?
Hopefully.
Then they're aiming for like January 9th or something. Yeah, literally. Football's coming to an end now. Basketball's coming back, but who cares? It's good to see it on the sports channel.